Good morning, and when I say good morning, it really is morning. Welcome to another week on my allotment. I don't think you can see me very well, it's still dark outside. I've got up here at my normal time. It's spot on 5 o'clock, which goes to show how the mornings are getting light later and the nights are getting dark earlier. But what a stifling night. Absolutely unbearable heat, and it's set today to be another stinking hot day. But when I got outside the house this morning at about 4:30, oh, what an absolute joy, the fresh air. You know, as much as you open windows and ventilate the house, it doesn't half get hot. So I'm going to make a cup of tea, kettle's on, and I might do a bit of watering, because although it's dark, as with most darknesses, you can, if you adapt your eyes, you can see. So I'm going to have a wander around the plot with my cup of tea, and I'll do a bit of watering while it's cool. And then when it's light and you can see me, I'll come back to you. That's better. It's still only 5:25. I'm so glad to be up here. It's the first time I've felt comfortable in days. You know, because people say, well, how do you cope in the heat? Well, I just get very hot, sweaty and uncomfortable. I'm sure you're all finding it the same. We all cope in different ways. So yeah, right now it's my thermometer on the van when I drove up here this morning in the dark. Turned my headlights on the drive, and there was a hedgehog sat in the front of the drive. I haven't seen a live hedgehog in years. So I quickly switched the headlights off again, because of course as soon as he's caught in the lights, he hunkers down. So I switched my headlights off quickly, and he scampered off across the empty road into somebody else's garden. So I was pleased to see him get off the road. But the thermometer said 17.5 degrees C, and that's at 4 something in the morning. So it's going to be another hot one. But it's very cloudy. I thought I'd get a cracking sunrise again this morning, but no such luck. It's very cloudy and it's quite breezy, which I'm enjoying. Anyway, I'm rambling. Back to the allotment. I've got a couple of big projects on today. I took a real good proportion of my home compost out the heap yesterday, and it's in bags here today. And the big job with that is this smaller strawberry bed, which I shall show you later. I dug out the old strawberries, and the only strawberries that are left in it now, the plants, are those that I propagated in the last couple of years. So I'm going to dig them all out, do my thing where I shovel the dirt, put some manure in, and then I'm going to top dress the manure with my half-rotted garden compost. Again, that's to do a couple of things. First of all, the bed is very low. This bed hasn't had nothing done to it really, apart from a bit of top dressing, since I took the allotment on 4 years ago. So it needs some nutrition putting in it, some goodness, and it needs raising. It's a good 6 inches below the level of the path now. So that's a big job for today. I've got to continue bringing in more fresh chippings, and I've got the last bit down the bottom. Oh, I do beg your pardon. How rude of me. So yeah, I've got that to do, a bit more, and I find bringing the chippings in really boring, so same as I do the watering. So what I'm going to do is at the top of every hour, I shall bring in another load of chippings, do another bed of watering, which will be 2 or 3 trips, just with the 2 cans. So the strawberries, the chippings, more watering, and then the alderman pea frame. I want to dismantle all that and sort that bed out today. I'm saving the peas. In fact, by coincidence, I have some of the dry pea pods there, and I promised Barry some. He wants to grow some alderman next year, and we don't know with this current situation how seeds are going to fare for next year. I suspect, like everything, there'll be a big hoo-ha and then everything will be fine. But if you can save your own seed right now, it's a really good idea. So I'm saving the seed. Once I've stripped the seeds, or the pea pods, then I shall dismantle it all. It's all held together with wire. It's a bit Heath Robinson, and I shall be looking to improve that next year. But the alderman peas were fantastic. So that's got to come down today. The beetroot bed has got to be taken apart. We've pretty much filled all our mason jars. So we have not run out of beetroot now for nearly 2 years, which is a really good news story. We love our beetroot in balsamic vinegar. And when I say we, well, we both love it, but Cheryl does all the hard work. And I should just take this opportunity to give her a bit of credit, because, you know, it looks like I come here and I do lots of hard work and then we take it home and we eat it. But if you've got an allotment or a kitchen garden, you know it's not that simple. Really, the work begins once it hits the kitchen top. And she does not, well, she does grumble. She does grumble, but she then cracks on with it like women tend to. She's got this work ethic. I mean, I work hard. I do work hard. It's a physical job. And when I've finished my work, I come up here and I do the allotment. And when I've done that, I go home and the garden needs sorting and the car needs washing and, you know, blah, blah, blah. However, by the time I sit down in the evening to have a couple of hours of leg up time or feet up time, she's still going. She might be watching the telly, but she's ironing. And then the washing machine stops and she puts the dishwasher. You know how it works. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wife. God bless her, Cheryl. How she puts up with me, I don't know. But then I bring home a load of stuff that needs sorting. And she works tirelessly, and it's wonderful, and I appreciate it. So thank you, Cheryl. Not that she watches these, so she'll never see that, but I thought I should take the opportunity. Somebody might tell her. So yeah, I've got a few jobs on today. I don't know what the heat's going to do, but I'm looking forward to getting some of it done. And welcome along with me. Well, that's the bed sorted, and I've got a few kilograms there of beetroot that I'm going to split between taking home and taking down to the farm shop later, wearing my mask. Well, I've made my cup of tea, but it's a bit hot to drink at the moment, so while I wait for my tea to cool down, making maximum use of all the time available, here's my book of quite interesting facts. I've had a little chuckle looking through it this morning. So here goes. In Madagascar, every 7 years, the bodies of the dead are dug up to dance with their living relatives. That must be quite a smelly affair. Mary Shelley learned to read using her mother's gravestone. A Tommyknocker is Western American slang for a ghost that lives in a mine. In Texas, cowboy boots are tax exempt. Oh, this is a cracker. In a drugs bust in Detroit in 2017, undercover agents posing as dealers attempted to arrest other undercover agents posing as buyers. I think in this situation, as in so many in life, communication is key. In 1999, carrying on the police theme, a man in Connecticut was barred from joining the police because his IQ was too high. I'm saying nothing. In the Philippines, it is a crime to annoy or irritate someone. Probably a place I shouldn't go. In Durham, in 1350, William Stand Upright, correct, that is a surname, all one word, annoyed his neighbours so much they all left the village. And carrying on the theme of odd surnames, In Lincolnshire in 1347, Letitia Batt was accused of fornication with Roger Sweat in bed. Roger Sweat in bed. You'd change your name, wouldn't you? Sorry, I shall gather myself in a moment. During the Super Bowl, the two teams produce 11 gallons of sweat between them. Who went to the time and effort to work that out? 39% of the fresh water in the US is used to cool power stations. The US uses more electricity for air conditioning than the whole of Africa uses for everything. And I'll do one more, and I think this one's truly amazing. The ash produced by coal-fired power plants is more radioactive than the waste from nuclear power plants. I'll say that one again because I find that unbelievable. The ash produced by coal-fired power plants is more radioactive than the waste from nuclear power plants. That is unbelievable. That's your little bit of culture for today. Right, let's go and have that cup of tea. Right, well, it's 8:45. Somebody else has just arrived on site, which is nice to see. The kettle's on, and I've been busy. So I've dug over the beetroot bed, removed all the beetroot, I've picked some runner beans and I've picked some French beans, and I've just sifted through them and picked out the unblemished ones because I'm going to take those to the farm shop, and all the ones that are bent with little nibbles out or blemishes and so on I shall take home and we'll cut through them, the stuff, and they'll be fine. I've imported a load more chippings, and I've now completed that section down by the compost heaps. That's a really good job to get out of the way. What else have I done? I've dug out the last two of the first and second early potato pots. Not a single blemish on any of the potatoes, so very pleased with that. And I've washed those, and they're going home with us. The time goes so quick, and I don't seem to do a lot. Anyway, this is my third brew. You know, when you've got a big job looming, you think, oh, I'll go and do such and such, or I'll go and do such. I've got to get to this. So I'm going to have that cup of tea, and then I'm going to get stuck into this strawberry bed and get it sorted. It's got to be done. Well, I'm stopping for some lunch now, but that's a good job well done, even though I say so myself. Soil dug out, compost put in, soil put back, strawberries replanted, and I've got a few spare, so they're going in the other fruit bed. Well, that's as far as I'm going with that. I've cleared it all out and pulled most of the weeds out. Those two cucumber plants, La Diva, are still there. And the only reason I'm not sorting it and raking it and that is because it's like cement. So I shall leave it. There's a bit of rain forecast this week, and if I get the time, I'll hoe it and rake it and tidy it up when the soil's a bit softer. Well, it's nearing the end of the day, and as I've put it on the table. Bearing in mind I took most of the runner beans and the French beans to the farm shop. But yeah, very happy with what I've got. Over to Cheryl. Well, I've been up here 12 hours, put in a good shift. Managed everything I think I wanted to do, but you know how these things work on an allotment. Despite all the jobs I've done, and you look at the plot, you think, oh, that needs doing, and that. Anyway, can't help that. There won't be a video next week because, as I say, we'll be on Exmoor. So I shall see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching. Thank you to those who've subscribed. If you haven't, please think about it. Hit the thumbs up, and whatever happens, I shall be back in a fortnight. Take care, look after yourselves. Bye for now.